The valley was a secret whispered only by the oldest winds. It lay hidden, cupped between mountains that wore clouds like shawls. Few knew its name, and fewer still had ever found the winding path that led to its heart. They called it the Forgotten Realm, a place where time moved like a slow river, deep and unhurried. Here, the world outside, with its clamor and its shadows, was just a distant rumor, a half-forgotten dream. The air itself hummed with a quiet magic, ancient and gentle, a lullaby for the land. It was a sanctuary, carefully guarded by spells woven into the very stones and streams. James and Lily Potter had sought such a place. They had yearned for a haven, a small corner of the world untouched by the darkness that was beginning to stir beyond. They found it here, in the Forgotten Realm. Their cottage was small, with a garden that bloomed in colors unseen elsewhere. Roses the shade of twilight and lilies that glowed faintly in the dusk grew there. They lived a life woven from simple joys, the warmth of the hearth, the stories shared in hushed tones, the peaceful rhythm of the changing seasons. The fear that had once chased them had no purchase here. It could not find the hidden door. Their days were marked by the gentle magic of the valley. Sunlight filtered through the leaves of ancient trees, dappling the ground in shifting patterns of gold. The nights were filled with a silence so profound it seemed to hold all the stars in its embrace. Voldemort, the name that cast a long, cold shadow over other lands, was unknown in this peaceful enclave. His ambitions, his cruelty, his hunger for power, these things had never brushed against the borders of the Forgotten Realm. James and Lily were safe, and that was all that mattered. They built a life, brick by quiet brick. In this sheltered world, a child was born, Harry. He grew without the weight of a prophecy on his small shoulders, without a lightning bolt scar to mark him. His laughter echoed through the sunlit meadows, untroubled and free. He knew nothing of dark lords or desperate wars. His world was the valley, its whispering woods, its sparkling streams, its star-dusted nights. His parents were his protectors, his guides, his entire universe. The quiet magic of the realm cradled him, shaping his earliest memories with peace instead of peril, a stark contrast to a destiny he never knew existed just beyond the mists. The magic of the Forgotten Realm was unlike any other. It was not the loud, showy magic of wands that cracked like whips or spells that thundered. It was a quieter, more intrinsic enchantment, woven into the fabric of the place itself. The wands used by its few inhabitants, including James and Lily, were not made of wood from ordinary trees. They were crafted from star glass, a substance that fell from the sky during meteor showers, catching starlight within its crystalline structure. These wands hummed with a gentle power, resonating with the natural energies of the valley, making magic feel like breathing. Potions in the Forgotten Realm did not always require laborious stirring or precise, timed additions of arcane ingredients. Many were self-brewing. One might leave a silver bowl of morning dew under the moonlight, whispering the desired effect, and by dawn, a shimmering elixir would be ready. Herbs picked from the valley floor, when combined with incantations spoken on the wind, could mend broken bones or soothe troubled minds. The magic here was a partnership with nature, a gentle coaxing rather than a forceful command. It was intuitive, flowing, and deeply connected to the rhythms of the earth and sky. Even the air seemed to carry enchantments. Whispers on the breeze might carry forgotten lore or warnings of an approaching storm. The water in the streams, if listened to closely, could murmur secrets of the stones over which it flowed. The very soil nurtured plants with extraordinary properties, their roots drawing sustenance from the deep latent magic of the land. James and Lily taught Harry the ways of this gentle magic, showing him how to listen to the valley, how to respect its gifts, and how to use its power with a light touch. It was a magic of harmony, not of conflict. This unique enchantment extended to everyday objects. Clothes mended themselves with threads of moonlight. Food cooked itself slowly over ever-warm hearthstones that never needed tending. Stories written in books would sometimes shift their narratives slightly, offering new perspectives with each reading. It was a world where the mundane and the magical danced together, so closely intertwined that it was often impossible to tell where one ended and the other began. This was the cradle of Harry's understanding of magic, something natural, benevolent, and deeply comforting, a stark difference from the utility and warfare it often became elsewhere. Harry Potter grew up in a cocoon of love and gentle magic. His days were filled with the simple wonders of the Forgotten Realm. He learned to read from books whose letters sometimes shimmered and danced. He learned to identify the calls of birds that sang melodies unheard in the outside world. His playground was the ancient forest, where trees with silver bark whispered secrets if you pressed your ear close enough. He had no friends his own age, for there were no other children in their secluded part of the valley. Yet,